Hi everyone, how are you today? Today we're going to talk about cosine rule. Previously we have talked about sine rule, and I think the most difficult part in sine rule is the ambiguous case, okay, and it gets a little bit confusing. Alright, so now let's talk about cosine rule. So this is slightly more difficult than sine rule, but I guess it's fine after you understand the whole thing. Okay, so you have triangle as usual, you have ABC here, and the corresponding sides is small letter or lowercase a, b, c. Okay, then the cosine rule will be given by this. Okay, so this one means the side, and cosine of the angle A. You see this angle A is corresponding to the A here. Okay, alright, so you have three of them. So how do you use it? Okay, let's say if you have an included angle. Included angle means, let's say you have C and you have B and you have an angle between them. So you know capital A, B and C. Okay, capital A, B side and C side. So what can you do? You can find the other side A by doing what? Because since you have B, C and A, you have B, C and A, these two also B, C, right? Okay, hence you can find A, right? Okay, so just substituting it into the formula, then you get the answer. Okay, that's one of the things. So that's SAS. SAS, side angle side. Okay, so the other one is SSS, means you have three sides without any angles. Okay, if you have three sides, how do you find an angle? Let's say I want to find an angle B. So I'll just look at whichever that has angle B, which is this one, right? Okay, then I substitute all the side into it. A, B, C, all I have it. And this is AC, so this is cosine B. Okay, so I can find cosine B by just putting things to one side, then take shift cosine. Okay, shift cosine, cos to the power of -1. Okay, so that's inverse cosine, then you get the answer. Okay, so now, like I said, here you use cosine rule when it is SSS or is SAS. So I didn't want to force you to actually remember what is SSS, SAS, but if you look at the triangle and you have a very good idea or good feeling about this triangle and how to solve it, then you don't ever have to remember all this. Okay, the reason why I introduced all this is because it's easier to remember. Okay, when do you use cosine rule or SSS and SAS? When I see this one, then I directly go and solve it. Okay, so I don't want to force you to learn this one. It's something not from your textbook, but then it's very useful. Okay, so let's see how we use it. Example 1. So let's say you have this ABC. It's this one, then you are given a triangle. You want to solve the triangle. Let's say you want to solve this triangle. Okay, what does it mean by solve the triangle? It means that this is a triangle. You want to know all the information, all the missing information for the triangle. All sides must be here and all angles must be here. Okay, so you see you have three sides. Then what do I do? I have to find one of the angles first. Okay, by using what? Of course, cosine rule. Can you use sine rule here? Sine rule means that you have an angle corresponding here, you have an angle corresponding here, then you can find one of the angles. But you need to know two sides and one angle at least, okay, to find the other angle. So it is not possible to use sine rule. So now let's solve this one. Okay, let's find A first, okay, because it's the first thing that we do. If we want to solve for A, okay, what do? We sub into the formula. The formula gives us this one, okay, A squared. The side A squared means 8 squared, okay, is equals to B squared. B squared is here, B squared, C squared, then minus 2BC, then cos A. Okay, so you know all the information except A, this capital A. Okay, I substitute everything in, so I get this one. Okay, check whether you understand this whole thing. Okay, it shouldn't be hard because there's some kind of symmetry here, right? Symmetry. Like this is BC, this is BC. Okay, then the other side is A. So this is A. So whenever you want to find cosine A, then the other side should be just A squared. Okay, alright, so then you end out with this one. Okay, you end out with this one. Better write it in fraction. This one better write in fraction. Why? Because when you take the shift cosine, then if you truncate the error, if you, let's say, like decimal places, you chop it off at 4 decimal places, there might be some minor error. Okay, that's why I recommend you to write it in a fraction. Then after that, then you use shift cosine for this case. Shift cosine, then you chop it off at certain digits and certain decimal places, right? So you get that answer. Okay, so you got it. 125 degree 6 minutes. All right. So I make use of that. I put it on the next one. Okay, so I know this one already. I know this side is 125 degree 6 minutes. Okay, next I want to find, say, B. How do I find B? How do I find B? Do I use cosine rule again? You can use cosine rule again, but you know, like if you compare sine rule and cosine rule, which one is simpler? Sine rule. So if you are given a chance to use sine rule, will you use cosine rule? No, you won't. Okay. So for this question, since you have this one, you have all the 3 sides. I want to find B. Can I do it? Can. I want to find B. So what I do this right. Okay. Remember the cross. Okay. I know this one, I know this one. I don't know this one, I know this one. So I just make use of this relationship. I write that 8 divided by sine of this one, then 5 divided by sine of this one. So this one, name it as B. So sine B here. Okay. Then I have sine B equal to this whole thing here. Okay. Then after that, I have to press sine is equal to what here. Okay. This one, no choice. I have to truncate it somewhere because it's sine of something already. And this is not a nice number. So I have to truncate it here. So B is just 30 degree 45 minute. Right? So I got this one. So we have found B. Okay, no problem. Right? Good. So this is B. B is this. Okay, 30 degree 45 minute. All right, next we want to find C. Then we have solved the triangle. Okay, now let me ask you, do you use cosine rule or use sine rule for finding this one? No, you don't use any one of them, right? Yes, you are clever. Okay, because why? This one plus this one plus this one, it should be 180 degree. So all the sum of the angles in a triangle must be 180. So find C. So here C is this thing minus this thing minus this thing, and easily 24 and 9. Okay, so then you get this one. And that's your answer. So you are done solving the triangle because you have found all the information now. Okay, good. Great. So it's an exercise now. It's an SAS now. Just now was SSS, then you can just anyhow find it. So now this one, it's SAS, means it's included included angle. Okay, with included angle. So find BC. If you can, pause the video and try it. Okay, if you can't, then I'll just show you how to do it. Okay, so now this one here, you want to find BC. BC is over here. So what do you normally call BC? You call it A, lowercase a. Okay, so I just write A for the short form. Okay, sometimes if you have a lot of triangles here, then that case you can't say that this is A. Then you have to write like write nicely. Write BC square is equal to something square something square. Okay, so for this case, A square is equal to B square C square, then minus 2 BC cos A. Okay, 2 BC cos A. You know everything here. You know everything here except one thing, which is your BC, which is your A. So you substitute everything here, then get the answer. Okay, no problem. Great. Okay, so this is A square, and A is just 13.54 cm. All right, no problem. Very simple, right? Okay, so since A is the same as BC, so I just write here. Okay, BC is this, the same. All right, so let's look at the graph. Find AB. So you want to find this one over here. Okay, so look at this triangle. Think about it yourself. Pause the video, think about it yourself. and then we compare the strategies, see whether we are doing the same way. Okay, all right. Okay, now so what we want to do here, strategy here for the way to solve for this side is to have this given BC, right? We know this one. Okay, we know this one. Then we want to find AC. If we can find AC, then what we have? We find angle ACB, which is this one. Got this one? All right? Okay, so if you have this one, then what do you have? You have SAS. If you have SAS, can you find the other side? Yes, you can. Okay, so that's the way to do it. Okay, so we want to do this step, find AC first, then find angle ACB. Angle ACB you can see easily, right? So it's 120 because this one is a horizontal line. This is 60, this one should be 120. Okay, all right, good. So let's do it. Okay, so you know what I mean here. This is SAS, you use cosine rule to solve for that. Okay, now we proceed to solve for it. So first we find ACB because it's very simple, like I said already. So you have ACB is 120. Next, you want to find AC. How do you find AC? So now this is a triangle, 60, 40, the other side should be 80. Okay? Alright, so then after that you see, you know this is 80, you know this side, and you know this is 40, so you can find this side, correct? When you have a cross, you have three sides of the cross, then you can find the other side. Okay, easily. So this one will be 80, easy. Okay, so look at this one, no problem. So I just write the whole thing in terms of sine rule. So for this case, it's a sine rule, so we use that. Okay, so AC, you can just write it down. That's the answer. Okay, you just have to key into a calculator and you get the answer. So like we said, we found AC. We know this is 120, we know this is 6, then we use SAS, cosine rule, we are done. Okay, good. So let's do it. So we know this, we know this, we know this. Okay, triangle ABC, cosine rule. So AB is your C square. Okay, normally you call this C square, but now this C could mean this side, this C could mean this side. So you don't want to make any mistake. So you write AB square instead. Okay, AB square is equal to this side square plus this side square minus this one times this one cosine of this one. Okay, so you can see that I'm very familiar with this one because you know there's some kind of pattern in the formula, so it's easily remembered although it looks very long. Okay, so you got this, no problem. Great, so you have that one, solve for it, then you get an answer. This is the square. Remember to take square root of this number. Okay, you take the square root of that number is 10.8519. Okay, if there's unit like cm, then you write the unit. Okay, all right, great. So you have done for this. Okay, next. Now SPM 2013. This is a SPM question. Okay, so pause the video and try this yourself, and don't try to actually like blindly solve it and so on. Okay, what you're gonna do is write down a strategy, say, oh, which one I know from here, why I know this one. Then after you've gotten all the basic information, then think about how to get the other side, how to get the other angle, and how do I get to the last point that my answer, okay, for like this one and this one. Okay, so just pause the video and try this yourself first. Alright, great. So first, you want to find QPR. QPR, okay? QPR and RPQ is the same, okay? So it's just how you see it, okay? QPR. And secondly, we want to find the length in cm of PS. PS is here, okay? So let's talk about QPR first. QPR is this side, okay? What do you see? What do you see? You want to find an angle, okay? You want to find an angle. Then look at this triangle, right? What do you know about that triangle? You know this side, this side, this side. SSS. If I have SSS, then no problem. I directly use cosine rule without thinking. Then I can find that side. That angle. Okay, very simple. Cosine rule. You want to find that angle? Strategy, solve SSS with cosine rule, and you're done. Okay. If you want this one means that this opposite side should be the square on the left hand side, right? Okay. The something square is equal to something something. So this one should be on the other side. Okay. So let's see. 5 square is equal to 4 square plus 7 square. Okay. The two sides that surround the angle. So these two. Okay. Minus 2 times 4 times 7 cosine of that angle. Okay. Move everything to one side, and remember what I said. Use fraction. Use fraction because you don't want to truncate and have more errors in the decimal places. Okay. After that, you press shift cosine in your calculator, you get an answer like this. Okay. All right. So you got this final answer. You can convert into this one minute. Okay. But if you want to use this angle in the future, like let's say you have part A and part B, correct? So after you have done it, you should be using this one to solve for part B. It's slightly easier to use. Because why? Because this one, if you want to press in your calculator, is slightly harder. Right? This one is directly pressing this one in your calculator. And remember, the mode that you should choose is degree D. Okay? When you're dealing with all of this. Okay? Unless you want to change it to radian, then you use R. Okay? Alright, great. So now we have solved for QPR already. So we know that side. Okay, now again, think about the strategy. Okay? We know this side. We want to find that side. We know this side. Okay? So what we do? QPR is 44 degree 25 minute. Okay? So it's easier if you use the dot something. It's easier to key in the calculator. But I'll just write the answer here first. Okay? Okay, do you agree that SRP or PRS, okay, is equal to QPR, the angle? Do you remember this? Do you remember this from your maybe PT3? Okay, what happened here is that this one, you see a Z shape, and these two lines are parallel. So the angle here and the angle here, they are the same. Okay, so let's say you have two parallel lines. Then chop it off by a slanted line. Then what angle and what angle is the same? This one here and this one here is the same. So whenever you have a Z, this one and this one, they are the same. Okay? Alright, so if you know this one already, you know this one is 44 degree and 25 minute, then what do? You want to find the other side. So let's see what we know. Cross. You see that? Cross. So the cross here, 3 of the 4 sides it's known already. So you can solve it by using sine rule. So use sine rule, cross, and find PS. Easy. PS, sine rule. I just substitute it into here. Then I just get my answer immediately by clicking into a calculator. By what I said just now was 44 point something. That is easier because of here. You see, you want to press sine 44 degree 25 minute is slightly harder. Okay, 44 point something, it's easier because you don't have to press this thing, right? Okay, so that's slightly easier. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. So I'll see you next time. Right? Thank you.